Hello, it's Philip Taylor speaking from Richmond Green Chambers. This morning I'm looking at a book called Employee Competition. It's from Oxford University Press. It's given a subtitle of Covenants, Confidentiality and Garden Leave. It's in a second edition and edited by Paul Goulding Queen's Counsel and a number of contributors, mainly from Blackstone Chambers. More of them in a minute. The book itself, about 700 odd pages, is quite heavy. There's a Flickr review written by Elizabeth and myself. You can see the book as it stands. Those are the contributors, based mainly at Blackstone and also from Olswang, and obviously the names are there. The chapter headings, there are 12 of them. Each one actually has a list of the contributors who put the work into the individual chapters, and then there are 12 very, very useful appendices at the back. The book itself is structured in a nice way. You've got footnotes, of course, and you've got the paragraph numbering at the side, which I always think is extremely helpful when you're looking for things. And then at the back, of course, you've got the appendices, and then you can see the appendices and the structure of them. Then you've got right at the back a very detailed index. It's a heavy book, and it's a good book, and it's one that I certainly recommend. We've given it the title, When Employees Set Up Competition with Their Employer, What to Do? Because that's a dilemma. And what we say is this, that under the editorship of Paul Goulding, this erudite and authoritative work from OUP on employee competition is a collaborative work in essence. It's presenting the collective knowledge and expertise of 23 learned contributors, mainly from Blackstone and Olswang, and it offers a dual perspective, that of both barristers and solicitors, plus the two contributors from Strotz Friedberg, more than the DGI Forensics. Now, Lord Justice Elias has actually contributed a new foreword to this, and he's actually written a lot about the law of employee competition. And in this new foreword, he stresses in particular the eminently useful, practical and user-friendly approach taken by the book, as would be expected by my learned friends at Blackstone. Since the first edition was published 4 years ago, the new second edition aims to help practitioners meet the emerging challenges inherent in employee competition, particularly those emanating from cross-border litigation. And in doing so, the book responds to the increasingly important international dimension that we have in employee competition, namely, to quote the editor, litigation to enforce restrictive covenants and protect trade secrets. We live in an age of commercial espionage in any event. Let's face it, it's always been there. It's just a little bit more open now about the fact that this is what these people get up to. As Elias has said, the book addresses, in addition to a multiplicity of other matters, the increasingly common problem of, for example, an employer who suffers the loss of a team of employees who move en bloc to a rival or to set up in competition, and then that's the reason what to do. What have we got to do about this, and how do we cater for it? So in the words of Elias, this is a work which is providing solutions to everyday problems and is of value to academic and practitioner people alike. Equally valuable are the extensive tables of cases, legislation and the 12 appendices, which I found particularly useful. They cover sample clauses for every foreseeable contingency you will encounter, from confidential information clauses and garden leave clauses to sample pre-action letters, restrictive covenants on employment, and of course many more issues. I think one of the things I found very useful are certainly the confidentiality clauses, which tend in business to be quite important these days, so you as a lawyer will quite often be asked to look at that. So let me conclude by saying that the book covers the main developments, the major developments in law and practice, and within the 12 main chapter headings and the 12 appendices, and it covers the law as it was at the beginning of October 2010. And you can keep even more up to date now, minute by minute if you like, on the internet, because if you go to Blackstone Chambers website, I'm not going to give the web URLs obviously out because it's difficult when you do the reviews, but if you go to the site you will find the updates there. So to conclude, as I say, that's what we would call an exemplary service, i.e. the book and also the web link, and is definitely a what to do book. So thank you to all concerned. Bye-bye.